and welcome back to Law and Order Legacies. So, like I said to you before, I'm gonna. No. So, this time we're gonna investigate Paddy Jackson.
Your parole officer says hi, says he hasn't seen you in over 9 months.
Your apartment was almost empty. You staying somewhere else? Hotel, maybe?
I hate hotels. They remind me of the joint.
Join.
So what happened, Paddy? Did Wendy fight back? Is that why we found her in Harlem instead of some swamp in Nassau County?
Tell me this, smart guy. Any chance you ran into Wendy in Harlem? In your brand new white van?
I never saw that girl before, I swear.
Never, huh?
Never, huh? I think we can. But why?
We have a witness that saw you pick up Wendy Crane the night she was killed, Patty.
Okay, look, maybe she was in my van. I was in jail for a long time, you know? If I break the law, I'm in violation. That's why I lied.
You saying Angelica Moore never got into your van. Can you think why a witness might have seen that happen?
I don't know who you're talking about.
He's a liar. Yeah, Bankroll saw Angelica getting into Paddy's car or van. Not the car.
We have a witness that saw Angelica Moore get into your van before you painted it.
We're not getting anywhere. Let's just book him for violating his parole, and we'll charge him for the murders when forensics gets back to us.
No, wait! Angelica wasn't my fault. It wasn't even my idea to pick her up. It was his, honest.
Yes.
Patty, if you had an accomplice, now's the time to tell us.
This guy, he had a thing for Angel, okay? He tried to pick her up once and something happened.
What was his name?
I don't know, okay? It was just a one-time thing. He gave me a name and told me to bring it to his place so they could party, okay?
Great. Why don't you show us where his place is?
Actually it was, it was in my hotel room. One of those no-tell motels. I don't even remember which one.
No, why should I believe you? His childhood, no. Join. He hates hotels. Prison? Oh yeah, I think.
Enough, Patty. I know cops at Rikers who owe me a favor. They can make your visit there really uncomfortable.
I'm telling the truth, I swear.
You said this guy tried picking up Angelica before, but something happened. Any chance he was 5'6"? Arab descent?
I already said too much.
You tell us who he was, right now, and we can work out a deal with the DA. You wait, and you go down alone. All alone.
Let's try this again. 5'6", Arab descent.
You know him.
The Arab guy. Who is he?
Or are you so stupid you never even got his name?
He ain't Arab, he's Pashtun. He don't like to be called Arab.
I think we know.
I think I want a lawyer now.
First smart thing you've said so far.
I think we got David Gandapur. Almost.
I knew Gandapur was hiding something.
We have no physical evidence tying Gandapur to any of the murders. Believe me, if Gandapur's involved somehow, I'd love to nail him. But we don't have nearly enough for a warrant. Find a connection between him and Jackson. Sorry, but that's the best I can do.
Patty's parole officer was able to get us his employment file and several other records from the landscaping company where he worked.
You think Gandapur was one of Jackson's customers?
The landscaper he worked for had clients all over Long Island. It's possible. Paddy Jackson placed a call from his work phone to David Gandapur on October 20th.
The same day Gandapur paid $227, which Jackson collected. Looks like we found our paper trail.
Our paper trail.
Mr. David Gandapur, we have a warrant to search this property for evidence relating to the murders of Wendy Crane and Angelica Moore.
Very well, please, come inside. Shall I have some iced tea made?
Actually, we'll start with the garden shed if you don't mind.
When's the last time you were in the shed, Mr. Gandapur?
I suppose I am in and out quite often. I like to do some of my own gardening. It relaxes me. Mr. Jackson and I have become fast friends as a result. He is quite talented.
I'll keep an eye on Gandapur while you have a look.
Zip ties, shovel, duct tape, bloody tool, deodorizer, and burlap sack again. I think I put this one first.
Found some blood on this cutting tool. Could be Wendy's.
This one, I think. Another burlap sack. Yeah, this one.
More burlap sacks of atrazine. The shed would make a perfect place to assault a victim. It's hidden, inaccessible. No way the nearest neighbor could hear anything.
What's next? Shovel, zip ties. Zip ties, where are you? What's that? What is this?
Air freshener. Could be the same type used in Paddy's van to hide the smell of decomp. Forensics will be able to tell me if it's a match. More duct tape. Same as the kind we found in Paddy's van.
Hey, what is this?
Zip tie. Same brand, same color as we found in Paddy's van. Forensics may even be able to tell if they're from the same store-bought pack.
And the last one, shovel.
No surprise to find a shovel here. But if any of the dirt found on it matches the soil in which the Mangler victims were buried, that'd be powerful physical evidence to convince a jury. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Okay. Shall we continue?
Mr. Gandapur, where is your counsel?
I choose to represent myself in this matter, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. Gandapur has ample resources with which to hire a whole team of lawyers experienced in defending clients charged with capital crimes.
Actually, Your Honor, my alleged co-conspirator and I wish to be tried together. We will be co-counselors, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we cannot have one defendant putting another on the stand.
Mr. Gandapur, are you and Mr. Jackson willing to be held responsible for your knowledge of court procedures, your ability to adequately cross-examine, and communicate your side of the story efficiently and effectively?
We are, Your Honor.
Then I see no problem with you representing yourself pro se. How do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
They're laughing at you.
Not guilty?
Well done, Mr. Jackson. The rest of you will see you at trial.
It doesn't take much imagination to see what's going to happen here. They'll each point the finger at each other and create enough reasonable doubt, and both of them will walk.
And acting as their own defense will give them total access to each other. Plenty of time to get their story straight.
Yeah, but Gandapur is a shark. He'll figure out how to put this all on Jackson somehow while he walks.
Then get Jackson to roll on him first.
Jackson's a sex offender on parole accused of murdering 8 women. What can we offer him other than life in prison?
A chance to tell his side of the story without Gandapur pulling the strings. Shoot for the moon. If that doesn't work, divide and conquer.
Shoot for the moon.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth without omission?
I do.
Relationship?
What makes you think Paddy Jackson and David Gandapur are co-conspirators in the deaths of these women?
Aside from the physical evidence, I believe Jackson worked for Gandapur.
How so?
I believe they form what's called a dominant-submissive pairing you sometimes find with serial killers who work together. As partners, they were able to fulfill each other's appetites. Jackson for sexual violence, Gandapur for murder.
Objection, Your Honor.
I don't think so. I think should rephrase. Yes, physical evidence because he said um aside from the physical evidence, but physical evidence is needed here. So
I'll rephrase. Based on the physical evidence, how, in your professional opinion, did Mr. Gandapur and Mr. Jackson work together to commit these murders?
Judging from the physical evidence found on the victims and in Mr. Jackson's work vehicle and in Mr. Gandapur's garden shed, Mr. Jackson would visit a place frequented by prostitutes where he would pick one up, get them high on crystal meth, bind them, take them to Mr. Gandapur's shed where they were sexually assaulted and then murdered.
trophies at the crime scene, victim's body. I don't think we should go with this one. Maybe trophies?
What caused you to think of Mr. Jackson when you became involved in the hunt for the Massapequa Mangler?
When I found out a lock of Wendy Crane's hair was missing.
This is relevant. Oh.
Why was that significant?
Paddy had the same MO with the women he raped.
Objection! I am not a pervert!
Mr. Jackson is a convicted rapist. The locks of hair he took from those women were trophies, souvenirs, if you will.
Overruled.
Most of the Mangler's victims were found in shallow graves around Nassau County, but Wendy Crane was found in Harlem, in plain sight. Can you explain?
Paddy didn't follow the plan. You see, Wendy had defensive wounds on her hands and on her arms. Something went wrong in the van. Paddy panicked and he strangled her, then got spooked and tried to dump the body right there.
No, he's not mistaken. Methamphetamine, no. Missing finger, no, there's no missing finger here. Black fibers found in Gandapur's hair. I think this one.
But not so spooked he couldn't stop and take a lock of her hair.
Correct. He had a knife, and I believe those trophies to be extremely important to him.
Objection! Innocent until proven guilty.
Overruled. Innocent until proven guilty is a civil right, Mr. Jackson, not a basis for objection.
We appreciate your time, Detective Logan.
Yeah, I think that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and next time is the time to object. Objection! See you next time.